Hello everyone, I'd like to welcome you to a very special two-parter Tell It Tuesday. Now, I know that when you've seen my videos lately, I've been behind or in front of a pink curtain, and I've talked about doing some renovations in a room. So I want to tell you that those renovations are for the most part completed, and I'd like to share that with you tonight. And that's behind this very strange wall. This wall is actually a soundproofing that you can use for musical rooms when you're doing recording, and I actually ended up getting it on Craigslist, and I just found it to be really cool. And because this room is actually, it's an extra room, but there's no wall on part of it and certainly no door, so I just kind of slid it in to kind of separate it from the rest of the house, and it's kind of become a gal cave or something. Anyway, before I debut it, I wanted to tell you a story about a lovely singer named Tammy Wynette. Now, Tammy Wynette actually wrote a song, and the song was a really kind of sad but funny song. I know that's a strange combination, about a wife who was always sad because her hubby liked to hit the bars and stay gone a lot. And she found herself in a conundrum because she couldn't get him to stay home. So she came up with an idea of how to get him home and get him to stay. And the chorus of that song goes something like this. Gonna hire me a wino to decorate our home, so you feel more at ease here, you won't need to roam. So basically, she hired someone to decorate her house like a bar so he'd feel right at home and he wouldn't feel the need to go anywhere. So I know that's a really strange story to tell you before we actually get into this room, but hold on, I'm going to tie it together. So I'm going to see you on the other side in just a second. Okay, so here we are on the other side of the room, and I want to tell you the rest of the story before I flip this camera around. So do you remember me talking about my favorite Belk, which was on Roosevelt Boulevard, started closing? And that is a very tragic story because I love to shop there. You guys know the deals that I got. Now there's Belks in other parts of the town, so don't panic. I'm still definitely going to be able to get my deals, but the sad thing is my favorite one was closing down. And that was because they had some trouble. Actually, a company bought the building out and wouldn't renew their lease, so they just really weren't able to stay there. So anyway, it was really devastating. So once I learned that that was happening, an idea kind of came to me as I kind of walked through the empty racks, and I started stalking the assistant manager, and what you're about to see is kind of what came out of those conversations. So hold on. Okay, everyone, I do present to you the LaurelBelle Boutique. So what basically happened, and I'm going to kind of just show the camera around here just a little bit. What basically happened is I started talking to the manager, and I knew that they were going to start putting some of the displays on sale. And part of me was like, wow, it kind of started with, I would sure love to have something that would remind me of the Belk that used to be here. And then it kind of expounded to, or excuse me, it grew into, wow, these are really great prices, and I could actually have some shelving. And then something else happened. It grew to, hey, there's a tea stand I could have, and I could hang bags on it. And then from that, it went into, hey, there's an earring holdery, cool spinny thing. Let me come over here. Like it spins on a table, and the price was extremely right. And I thought, wow, I have a lot of earrings, and I could display them on there. And then it went to, hey, here's a shelving at Home Depot, which would really complete the look, so I could organize my bags and keep them really cool. And then also back to Belk, where this lovely item was found. And I thought, wow, I can put my SLGs on there and a couple of smaller handbags. And then I was like, ooh, I have an idea of something that I would love to do. And while I was at Belk, they had a nesting table where they had 3 tables. The one that you see right here that have my sewing machines on them. And if you look, I'm just going to bring this in just a little bit so you can see. See, there's a nesting table right underneath it. That's a table that I'm going to use to cut out the material. And then underneath it as well, I don't have it in the room with me just now, I pulled it out for something else earlier today, is an even lower table that's really helpful, like a coffee table. I'm going to kind of use it for just, like when I'm doing my hauls, I'll line things up on the table just because I think that might be helpful. So I ended up getting that, and of course, over here in the corner, I actually had that stand, but since it matched this stand over here, I just kind of brought it in. Now this particular stand I thought was really cool, and in behind it, I'm going to kind of come over here so you can kind of see it, because I want to keep the room nice and neat, but I have material that I need to work on. I ended up putting the material over and behind it because just like there's shelves here, there are matching shelves on the other side. So the material itself can be hidden. I thought it was just a really groovy thing. And I ended up getting a little round table display for the middle so I could put my camera on it. I could put my chair up to it, and we could have our really great conversations like we like to do. So I thought you might find this interesting. It might give you a little bit of a giggle. This is a really great room. I thought it might give you a little bit of insight into how I actually do my videos. So as you can see, this room it doesn't go all the way to the top. See it? And there's really no door, and that's where this soundproofing wall comes in. And I just slide it when I want to walk out. And then on the other side, I actually had put a curtain rod and some curtain over there, but this wall works really, really well, and then the curtains kind of keep it hidden. And then of course we're back to the shelving. Now, I'm really, really pleased with this particular shelving because, oh, I don't want to do that to you. I'll just kind of go this way so you can see. Now, keep in mind that all of my purses are out so I can show them to you just because I wanted to share it. But when you see it in the future, they will all be in their bags because that's the best way to, to keep them doing well while they're with me. So I want to make sure I protect them. Oh, see down there? That's that DeVille that had the really rough smell to it, and I've really been working on that. I hope that hope I can resolve that. So anyway, here's the room, and I really love it. And oh, do you see? That's the camera light that I use. Anyway, I just wanted to share it with you. This is just part one. There's the debut of the room. I hope you enjoyed kind of taking a look at it. And just so you know, this really isn't even a quarter or an eighth of the purses that I had, but I spent a lot of time going through them. And even though a couple of these are going to be sold, I have 6 totes of handbags that I've been getting rid of. Some of them I'll sell on this channel along and along. Some of them I won't. I used to actually be a 31 handbag consultant, which is kind of like this bag right here. I did it because I liked it for storage and organization, and I worked once upon a time in a corporate office, so it was really helpful, and I would sell them to the ladies there. So I have a ton of those type of bags that I'm getting rid of, and others of that same genre. And so those they're not going to stay because I do work from home now. I'm very fortunate to do that. All of my laptop bags and that kind of stuff, they no longer need to stay. So what you see here are the ones that I thought, wow, I'd really kind of like to keep these. And I've made a promise to myself that if I want a bag to come in, guess what? One of these bags has to go. So we'll see how well I do with that. And you guys can kind of hold me to it as we see new bags come in. Hopefully other bags will be going out. So anyway, thank you so much for your time. You know I love you guys. Take care, and I'll be talking to you again in just a couple of moments for the actual quick Q&A of Tell It Tuesday. Take care.